Okay, in today's most random news, I moved to Portland, Oregon. I have to say Oregon every time because I wasn't aware that there's a Portland in Maine, or anything in Maine for that matter, until I started telling people that I was moving to Portland. But today I want to give you guys some insight on what it's been like living in Portland, Oregon for the past week. Firstly, let's talk about all the good things here in Portland. We love positive things. And I can say the people here are extremely nice. Everyone is willing to stop and give you directions or answer a question for you if needed, or at least they have been in my experiences so far. One of the biggest things for me, I moved here from New York and the cost of living is so much cheaper. So I have a cozy studio right in the heart of downtown Portland and I'm paying just under $1,000 a month. This is like the Portland equivalent of living in Times Square if I was still in New York. And I know back there, you'd be paying an arm and a leg to be living that close to all the action right in the heart of Times Square. And it may even require some roommates, some human roommates, and some other kind of roommates. So again, cost of living is way cheaper here in Portland, Oregon, and with where I'm living, I'm walking distance from anything that I want to get to. There's also no sales tax, which is amazing. Now, some of you guys may be wondering, what is the food like in Portland, Oregon? And I'm very happy to tell you that Portland has amazing food. You really can't miss with food here. Everywhere that I've gone, they've delivered something special. If you're big on brunch, there's Screen Door. They have amazing chicken and waffles that are gigantic. That's another thing about food here. I feel like the servings are so big and so filling. There's also a great scene of food trucks that you can find here, and a lot of them are open late, like Sam's Crispy Chicken out by Portland State University. They have a great buffalo chicken sandwich. We also have some of the finest donut shops here, like Blue Star and Voodoo. You may have to wait in a line every now and then, but coming from New York, it doesn't really compare to some of the lines that I've waited in before. A lot of people out here are into coffee, so there are tons of coffee shops, but I can't really say whether they're good or not because I'm not into it, but you do have tons of options. One thing that I was worried about coming here was public transit. Coming from New York, you can get anywhere you want at any time, just hopping on the train or hopping on the bus. And I figured that moving to Portland, it just wouldn't be the same. But I was pleasantly surprised to find out that Portland has a great transit system. You can take buses or streetcars all around the city, and it's very easy to learn the routes. In order to ride on transit, you just need your handy dandy hop card, and you can fill this up online, or you can fill it up in person at the TriMet ticket kiosk, which is at each station. An all-day pass is just $5, and that is very convenient. And if you're too fancy for transit, there's always Ubers that are available. They can get you from point A to point B. Now let's talk about some of the drawbacks of living in Portland, Oregon. One for me is definitely entertainment. It's not like New York where you can find something happening on every block. There's still things going on, but you may just have to dig a little bit deeper to find them. You of course still have your big concerts coming to town, your Justin Biebers, Tyler the Creators. Those are just two people in the very near future who are coming to perform at the Moda Center, which is where the Portland Trailblazers play. There's also the weekend market where people are selling all sorts of things and you can meet all types of people there. But outdoors activities seem to be king here. Everyone that I've talked to brags about the opportunities of hiking and fishing here in Portland. So they're just really appreciative of nature, which is not a bad thing at all. I just don't see myself hiking every weekend. If you're someone who looks like me, you may not find your kind on every street. There's definitely black people in Portland, but you can go a while without seeing them. The absolute biggest negative of living in Portland, Oregon for me thus far has been the tweakers or fiends that are all around the city. There's addicts wherever you live, but because Portland accepts them for who they are, there's just so many in plain sight. They set up tents and just live wherever. I would love to get to the point financially where I can set up some programs to get them rehabilitated and into their own living spaces, because it doesn't seem like that's the biggest priority for Portland's government. But yeah, if you can live with that, then I think you'll be just fine living in Portland, Oregon. This was just a quick video to touch on some of the pros and cons of living in Portland, Oregon, but I of course did not touch on everything. So if you have additional questions, feel free to drop them below. Thank you guys for tuning in and watching this. Remember to subscribe to the channel, leave a like, and if you made it to this point in the video, comment Portlandia. See you on the next video. Peace.